Welcome to our podcast, Coffee, Contractors, and Concrete, Season 1, Episode 10. A project case study focusing on preparation and installation of a typical residential garage floor using industry-endorsed techniques in conjunction with proven Smith paint products. Today, Josh Jones, Substrate Technology President and leading surface preparation patriarch, will demonstrate the proper steps associated with installing a successful garage floor coating. Before starting, it's important to recognize every project represents a unique set of conditions and working parameters. Since every job is different, it's important to identify what type or types of surface preparation equipment is best suited to provide successful results in both time management and visual aesthetics. Since sometimes that information isn't available until you arrive on site, it's important to have immediate access to several equipment options. Key variables to keep in mind when determining the correct piece of equipment are, first, the current condition of the surface. For example, is there a current coating or sealer that needs to be removed? Second, identifying the hardness of the concrete. This will help determine which piece of equipment is best matched for the project. Third, access to power. In most cases, having access to a generator assures no hiccups with the homeowner's power, and in some cases, propane equipment might be a viable option. Fourth, other conditions to review might be access to clean water, an environmentally friendly location for disposal of dirty or contaminated liquids, and a shady location to mix your coating. One common theme among all coating manufacturers is the importance of proper surface preparation. After exhausting research and analysis, the majority of coating failures are due to improper surface preparation as opposed to the coating itself. For this reason, it's critical to choose the piece or pieces of equipment that will create the surface profile for maximum adhesion with the coating. For more information regarding matching the correct equipment with the coating, visit the BMD website for tutorial blogs and videos. For this project, we are faced with a previously polished concrete floor with heavy densifier and sealer. For the sake of speed and consistent surface profile, we opted to first grind utilizing the STI Prepmaster Jr. 220-volt dual head grinder in order to penetrate the heavy densifier. We then followed up with a brush blast using Impax America's S210E 8-inch 110-volt shot blaster. These two pieces offered the perfect combination to create an ideal surface for our Smith Polyaspartic. As with any coating project, you'll need the right tools to support the job. Because Polyaspartic is time sensitive and hardens quickly, you will need one of the following for every required step: an 18-inch roller, an 18-inch roller pan, brush for the edges, mixing bucket, disposable gloves, rags, and mixing sticks. In addition, you'll need a tarp of some kind as materials will stain if spilled. You'll need an electric drill with a mixing paddle, painter's tape, spiked shoes, a stand-up roller handle, and scraping blades, either metal or aluminum. Like with any project, profits can be earned or lost in efficiency and execution. Because Smith Paint's Polyaspartic 1000 is a one-day application, it's important to have the prep work completed prior to mixing the components. This includes protecting the bottom few inches of the walls using painter's tape, hand grinding the edges, corners, and around door frames, and arguably the most critical step in the preparation process is removing dust and debris from the surface. A popular misconception is this can be accomplished using a simple shop vac. The market is full of quality, high-performing dust collection systems that are specifically designed to capture and contain the ultrafine particles associated with concrete dust. Failure to remove the dust will most likely result in a failure of the coating, not to mention creating a hazardous work environment. It's recommended that after vacuuming the surface, several passes be made utilizing a microfiber mop to extract any remaining dust particles. At this point, it's good practice to conduct a calcium chloride test to measure the amount of moisture or vapor emissions emitting from the floor. Further steps might be required depending on the results of this test. Another factor to consider is the weather. As with any two-part system, be aware of the ambient temperature and relative humidity. If the temperature and humidity are within 10 points of each other, it could allow undesirable moisture to be introduced. If this happens, it's correctable by conducting an acetone wipe across the floor to eliminate any unwelcome moisture. Before mixing the Polyaspartic 1000, make sure to wear synthetic disposable gloves and safety glasses. Always mix products in a well-ventilated area to avoid breathing excessive fumes. The first step is to apply a primer coat to the floor in order to fill in any capillaries. This provides uniformity across the floor for future applications. To begin, place an empty, preferably new, clean and non-contaminated bucket on a protective tarp and slowly pour Part A. However, before adding Part B, slowly mix Part A, but be careful not to induce air into the mix. Now add Part B, but again, mix slowly, careful not to induce air. The preferred method of mixing is with an electric paddle mixer at low RPMs. However, if an electric mixer isn't available, you can mix by hand. Just remember to maintain a consistent mixing motion at low revolutions. Using either method, mix for no less than 3 minutes. And do not cut short or overmix, as this may negatively affect the desired chemical reaction. Once the parts have been combined, you have about 30 to 40 minutes of a working window. Because this is time sensitive, have one person brush the edges while the second person rolls the product to the surface. After the primer application, wait 1 hour before continuing with the base coat application. When preparing the base coat, or the tint coat, pour Part A into a bucket following the same procedures as earlier. However, add the color or the tint before adding Part B. After mixing, the pot life remains the same as the primer, 30 to 40 minutes. Again, mix for no less than 3 minutes. Follow the same application procedures as the prime coat, using someone to brush the edges and the second person to roll the base coat. Be careful to apply evenly across the floor and be attentive to blending the edges. Again, the pot life is 30 to 40 minutes, so don't dilly-dally. If the material starts to harden, you may have to dispose of the old material and start again, an expensive mistake that consumes your profit. Immediately following the application of the base coat, start broadcasting the chips. It's important to wear spiked footwear during this process. If not, the flat surfaces of a boot or everyday shoes will leave footprints in the wet material. Broadcast the chips generously. Excessive chips can be recovered and used again. When broadcasting, literally throw the chips in an upward motion, allowing the chips to naturally fall to the ground. This will help avoid clumping or creating piles of chips. The objective is to totally cover the surface with an even quantity of chips, leaving a consistent and uniform look. After broadcasting, wait an hour, then you can begin scraping the excessive chips. Use light, even pressure when scraping, ensuring not to dig or gouge the surface. At the same time, use a standard off-the-shelf shop vac to collect the excessive chips. However, note if you're planning on reusing the chips, make sure the shop vac collection container is clean and clear from dust, dirt, or other contaminants. After scraping, wait 2 hours. Then you're ready for the last step of applying the clear coat. Again, make sure to apply evenly, avoiding puddling, as well as any thin spots. When you're complete, wait at least 24 hours before parking vehicles, and if you extended your application under the areas where the garage door touches the surface, make sure to leave a 2 to 3 inch gap, not closing the garage door completely, for 24 hours. Otherwise, the rubber from the garage door may stick to the surface. Now let's learn more about the leading manufacturer for garage floor coatings, Smith Paints. Launching their business in 1929 in central Pennsylvania, this family-owned and operated business has expanded through developing thousands of standard and specialized products utilized in unique and distinct applications. Today, Smith Paint Products focuses in decorative concrete, industrial coatings, and job-specific specialty products. They passionately believe that quality manufacturing and product support fosters success for their customers. Utilizing the highest quality raw materials in conjunction with their commitment to best practice manufacturing ensures their customers receive consistent and reliable products with every order. With over 90 years' experience manufacturing coatings, the team at Smith Paint Products is proud to lead the industry in product and industry knowledge, installation requirements, and customer service.
Today we're in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at the corporate headquarters of Smith Paints, a valued BMD supplying partner. As you can see over my shoulder, these guys have been in business for almost 100 years. To put that in perspective, the year they opened, Calvin Coolidge was the president and Babe Ruth had just hit his 500th home run. Let's take a sneak peek behind the curtain and see what their team can show us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. It's good to be with you guys. Appreciate the hospitality. We're here today mostly to get it from the horse's mouth, from the president of the company, what it is that you guys feel makes your brand, your offering special to the market, and whatever else you want to tell us about your brand.
Fantastic. Well, to give you a little background, Smith Paint Products was established in 1929. So this is actually our 90th year in business. My family's owned it since 1972. At that time, we were sort of a Me Too manufacturer. Anything from latex paints to enamels to powders, you name it. If the region called for it, we manufactured it. Over the years, we've exited some of those markets to become more specialized, to be able to have a focus on customer service, as well as be able to take niche markets where we can actually provide value to the customer.
With regard to flooring, which is my background and also my current profession, doing training for service preparation on concrete primarily. How long have you guys been servicing the market of concrete coatings for industrial or light commercial applications?
Great question. How we look at coatings and industrial coatings, it all goes back to basically our origination is how do you get coatings to adhere to substrates? Whether it be drywall, whether it be concrete. The interesting thing about concrete, as we know, that's not manufactured in a facility, that each pour is going to be unique, whether it be interior, exterior, time of year, humidity, airflow, all those things come in. So, but the origination of how do you get a coating to stick to something is all what this is based off of. So we started servicing the decorative concrete market, I'd say about 25 years ago. And then started making a push roughly about in the last decade for the industrial coatings with a severe focus on that through hiring chemists, bench chemists, senior chemists on the roof in the last 6-7 years where we made a really hard push into the industrial lines.
As a mature business, how does Smith Paints define customer service?
Boy, I'm going to say that I hope that's what separates us. When I think of customer service, first and foremost, can they contact you? And the 800 number, although that's an old-fashioned way, to be able to talk to somebody when you're having an issue on a job site. And let's just not say talk to a lab person, but also talk to a practical applicator, somebody that's had experience in it as well. So we can hit you with the technical and the practical side of those scenarios. We always ask you to try to call us before you start doing, because it's going to be much easier to put you onto the right track before you start the application. Not that we can't help afterwards, but that sometimes can be costly because you've gone so far down a path that's maybe wrong or not appropriate for that type of application. Everything that we offer is on the website, so we have product data sheets. Our product data sheets always are going to give you physical attributes of the product, but also it's going to give you step-by-step application. We make the joke that we may even teach you how to set your alarm in the morning because we want to give you from beginning to end on these applications. So you have the reading aspect or the written aspect, but we also produce videos for it as well. So my belief is if you can read something and then visually see something, it really brings it home together. We have probably an upwards around of 100 years of combined experience that can say, hey, these are the physical attributes of a coating. This is what you're trying to get out of the coating, and then we can give you best case scenarios on this is how we would approach a project.
Smith Paint Products lead the industry by investing in the future. Never satisfied, their technicians and chemists incorporate state-of-the-art materials, technology, and equipment to ensure their products set the bar for quality and innovation.
Paul, in talking with Chuck, he talked a lot about the competitive advantage that Smith has over the competition as far as designing different products for customer needs as requested by different clients for certain applications. Could you expand on what he was referring to when he talks about how you guys can customize some of your offering?
One of the things that makes it being a smaller family-owned business an advantage is that you can turn to the customer's niche needs a lot easier. So because of our in-house abilities with chemistry as well as the testing and production capabilities, it allows us to make whatever niche product that somebody can't find on the open marketplace.
So do you feel that what you guys currently have is your, let's say, staple or standard offering, are there voids for that the customers would have to concern themselves with, or is it, I mean, don't you guys already kind of cover a broad spectrum of needs as far as applications that your products can be used?
Well, we do, but there's going to be certainly different things that somebody may run into for an industry that doesn't parallel what we're going after for industrial coatings or decorative concrete products. So it could be something from spray applied material on some specialty metals or concrete or whatever that may not even get into this industry. They have a specific need, whether it be a manufacturer looking for a coating to an end user that has a specific application for maybe recoating stucco or ephes or something along those lines. So it allows us to make what somebody can't find and needs for a specific application. We can develop technologies either with in-house chemistry or with new.
Smith Paint's history as an industry innovator has secured their reputation as a leading manufacturer of industrial paints and coatings. Coupled with unparalleled customer service, Smith treats every customer, every phone call, and every project as an opportunity to earn your business. Taking nothing for granted, their success lies directly with your success. While Smith is an all-encompassing developer and manufacturer of unique and mainstream industrial paints and coatings, one of their highlight products focuses on residential garage floors. This concludes episode 10 in a series of podcasts focusing on the basic principles of concrete surface preparation. Make sure to join us for episode 11, where we are joined by concrete dust collection expert Nick Golick of Ruvoc, USA, and begin an in-depth discussion revolving around the technical and practical details surrounding concrete dust collection. For immediate access to hundreds of industry tutorials and product demonstration videos, we invite you to visit the By Manufacturers Direct YouTube channel. Simply visit the By Manufacturers Direct homepage and click Watch More Videos. New videos are added weekly, so don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when we post a new video.